So hello and welcome back again. We're back in the bank again at the same place as last time at Winterley Pool on the match pool. I've come round to the same spot I caught that 20 from in the last video. Well, because, obviously I'm going to come back to that spot. I've cast the two rods out to exactly the same spots in the same way, with the same bait, with the HF Angling Plum freebies around it as well. It's a bit more overcast today. I turned up and it was quite busy actually on the match pool. There is a couple of guys over on the bank where I started the video from last time. The video hasn't gone live at this point though, and also there's a couple of guys on the peg where I keep on looking at the screen, sorry. There's a couple of guys on the peg where I caught the sort of mid-double E koi common from last time as well. So I've come to this swim. There was some line over this swim when I came here, straight across the trees, so someone's obviously been fishing around here, so I'll move the line out of the way obviously and then cast my rods in. I'm down here with Jack, who you will have seen on the HF Angling social video, and his dad's actually turned up as well, so there's a couple of us down there fishing over there off the corner where the stump is, and they're sort of together on that peg there fishing up against that tree snag there. So there I'm waiting for the two guys on the peg to move where I had that little common from last time, so I can move around there for a bit more water, freeze those guys up a little bit more as well. A bit overcast today, not the same weather rules, a little bit cold, it's given drizzle all day as well, so I'm not sure how much video I'm going to be able to do, but we will take it as it comes. The rods are in, I'm fishing, I brought a seat with me this time, I'm happy. I've even bought my bivvy just in case it does start to rain. So yeah, rods are in, see what the session brings, see you in a little bit. First fish of the session, taken from the same spot that I had that big common from last time I was here. Exactly the same spot. And it's a mirror this time. Say 15, 16 pounds, something like that. Lovely looking fish. Easy sailor. So same thing as last time, had the two rods out. I've got him in the net. Come here, mate. Oh, the fun and games. I've got him in the net, pegged the net up, water hose deep enough to be quite comfortable for a couple of minutes, and then reeled the other rod straight in. Because obviously, like I said last time, fishing up against snags, don't want the other rod going off in this situation because it'd be an absolute nightmare. So, easy sailor. You can. He's proper tensed up, he's not happy at all. Come on now. People on the video want to see what you look like. And they're getting bored of me making a fool of myself. Are you ready now? Are you going to stop messing around? Promise. So it appears he's not a very happy fish. There we go. The quicker we get this over with, the quicker you can go back, mate, I promise. Here we go. Easy. Angry little mirror. Say, 15 pounds maybe 16 at a push. Actually no, I'm going to say 15. I think he's 16 at all. Look at little mirror, quite a normal fish for here actually. get a little picture of him as well, and then we will get him straight back in. Good times. So we've just had that first little fish. Really happy about that. Hadn't been in the water that long, to be honest. I literally chucked a few of the plum boilies in. There's a bit of loose feed around that snag again, then chucked my bait out there, a couple of casts to get it on the right spot, clipped it up, and it was away. Nice little, I did say mid-double, but I'm going to edge it back. I'm going to say between 14 and 15 pounds, somewhere around there. So really happy with that. I'm now just waiting for a couple of guys at the bank to move out the way so I can have their spot off them very cheekily, as I think this swim will only do a bite, and then once you've had a fish out of it, I think it knackers it up a little bit. So I've chucked it back out anyway. I'm going to see, obviously, if it brings another fish to me or not, we'll see, but I'm going to move up the bank to this next spot when these guys have moved, and then try and get on from here as well. I know they've blanked for 48 hours, I think, blanked for 2 days, or one of them's had one. So it hasn't been that good up that way, but you know, I think a move is better than staying here. So I'll keep you updated, and then see if we can get another one in this little session again. See you in a little bit. Hi again. So there we go then, little mid-double. Spinner rig again. Krill pop up again. Same spinner rig from last time, to be honest. We just resharpened the hook a little bit because it's been out a couple of times. All the hybrid components, hybrid spinner pack, Conda hook link. All the stuff that helped me get out the snags really. This one was taken. I've just moved around to another spot where some lads were packing up. Cheekily shook my rod in while I was waiting for him to move, and it ripped off. But the clutch was open a little bit, so it took a bit of line and went underneath the branch, but tackle got me out of it. I just got some pressure on and she came out, so. Here we go. This one's probably, oh, easy tiger. This one's probably £11 maybe. Scrape a double anyway. Oh, you don't want to play at all here at the minute. You're waking up. Here we go. Great little colours on him. Little scraper double. Getting back straight away. I'll still for a couple of photos and then we'll get him back in. So there we go then, second little fish for me. I don't feel that happy about that fish, if I'm brutally honest with you. I shouldn't have cast my rod in, to be fair. The two lads that were here had packed up, all the rods were in, they were just waiting for the barrow to come back to take some more stuff. And one of the lads had to swim across the island to get his bait boat back that his battery died off on. So they were just chilling here waiting. I walked around and said, can I bring my stuff over, because it started to rain a little bit. So he said, yeah, bring it over. So I brought it over, and as I was there, I was going to flick my singles out. So I flicked the rod out, and one of the lads that was here said, oh, a little bit further than that's a nice little clear spot. So that a little bit more line, I've clipped it back up again, put the rig on, cast it out, and literally just put the rod on the deck. And then within 20 seconds it was off, but I hadn't tightened the clutch up enough and it had taken a little bit of line. And it's sort of gone round a bit of a branch and then back out into open water again, but obviously luckily, as you saw, we landed it thanks to the tackle I was using. But yeah, I feel a little bit cheeky, a bit rude actually, but fishing's fishing. They were alright with it, they were having a good laugh about it, so if you're watching this, I'm sorry and thank you for being so nice. But yeah, so another little fish under the belt, scraper double, £10–11, something like that. Looks a nice little fish, nice and clean. I've put the rod back out on the same spot again. I'm thinking that the fish, well, the spots when I'm catching a fish, I think it's clearing the spot completely. Everything's just doing one straight away. I think they're very, very spooky at the minute. So I have put it back in the spot just to do a little bit of a test, just to see if... Oh, hang on, we're off! We're off! Haha! I'm gonna move my camera. Just as I was talking, look at that. I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer because I can't see myself. At least I was a little bit more prepared this time compared to the last video where I was actually recording something. This was taken, it's only a little one, this was taken off the back of the tree where I had the one from earlier, so the other side of that snag. Where again, that lad's been fishing for a couple of days, so sorry again, still feeling quite guilty. And as you've seen, I'm not fishing with my alarms. Rod's on the deck, but then compared to last time, I've actually put a bank stick in between the reel and the rod just to hold it in place. And this one, then the tip just literally wrapped round. And in she goes. Okay, another fish. I'm going to reel this other rod in, get it out of the way, and then we'll get her on the mat, see what she looks like. There we go. So third fish of the session. Again, one of those special little white crow pop-ups over the top of 15 to 20 of the HF Angling's new bait, the plum and garlic, and this one on my little multi-hinge, which is right in the scissor. There we go. I'm on the same exact rigs that I was on last time I was here, but I've just sharpened the hooks up a little bit. Let's see if this one plays better than the last. Another mirror. Little belly, slightly bigger than the last one, not as big as the first one. So, low mid double. Be nice. There we go. £12 maybe? Something like that, 13 to push. I'm going to say 13. It's my fish. Wind's picking up now, so the audio is probably terrible. There we go. Another cool little mirror. Great colours on her. Let's get her back. Away she goes. Oh no, she's coming back for a visit. Fish number 4. This was taken from the right hand rod that I cast to a different spot after catching the last fish, and it's a common. Right, easy. This one's got a little bit of a weird shape to his back, her back, his back. Big old fins though. Crazy little fish. Crazy angry little fish. Great colours again. Great condition. He's got a bit of a weird thing going on with his back there. Got his fin up for us and everything, look. Here we go. Fish number 4. Happy days. Turned out to be a great little session. I'm just catapulting out a load of the plum and garlic in different little likely spots, and then just flicking the singles over the top. And it's working a treat. I think they're coming into the scent of the bait, but then seeing the white pop up and just going straight for it. So use your fin again. There you go. Wicked. Let's get a little picture and then we'll get it back in the water straight away. So there we go, fish number 4, little common, wicked little common. I'm just about to get the rod back out again, but I thought I'd show you what I'd do with the rig just before I do put it out again. Always check to make sure the hook's sharp, reset the bead, make sure the rig looks alright. So I thought I'd just show you that very briefly. You know what the rigs are, so I thought I'd just show you what I'd do before I cast out. So here we go, this is what we do. This is a rig just come out of the fish's mouth. As you can see, it's all a little bit knackered, so first thing we do, I'm using bait screws on these just so it's nice and quick. Take off the bait and then push the hook bead right back so it's right out of the way. Take a pair of pliers, in this case I'm using water crimping pliers, and just hold the hook on like that. You can see. And just check the point. This one's actually not too bad still. It's still pretty sharp, still sticky sharp. If the microphone's good enough you can hear this. Yeah, you're just twanging as it pulls off your skin and your finger, but for the sake of this I'll show you. And there's a little sharpening stone just for honing it in. Run it down the back. Ooh. Just a few times. Like that. And once we've done that, I use a little gardener one, red one, just to polish it. And obviously, depending on how bad the hook is, if it's burred over, change the hook. Especially if you're using a spinner rig, there's no excuse not to. But if you're something just slightly blunted out, get these. You can see it's tacky. Ow. A little bit more of a hone. Like that. That's it. Ow. You also get one of these Jewel's magnifying glass. This has got little LEDs in it as well, which can be helpful. And then through there, obviously, you can just check your hook point and things like that to make sure it's absolutely bang on. So there we go, that's what I do. And then obviously take the pliers off, move the hook bead back so it's level with the barb, and then just check it all, make sure it's right, like the putty there. It's all a bit knackered now, so pure filth putty is amazing. It will stick to anything even when it's knackered like that. Just dry it off and just remold it again. Make sure it looks nice. Same with the putty on the braid, on the coated braid, sorry. Just a little blob of it, a little bit of the way down. There we go. And all of my rigs are on quick clips. So loop in the end and then a tiny bit of an anti-tangle sleeve, tungsten one. I don't think that really matters, but yeah, tiny bit, which then sits on there like that. So hook bait. You saw these last video. I'm convinced that with how this peg's been fishing as well for those lads, I haven't seen them fish obviously, but it can only be down to the bait. It can only be, they've been fishing the same spots as me, so it's got to be down to the bait. Push it in a little bit, screw it on the rest of the way. There we go. And there she is. Ready for the next one, because it's on a quick clip. Like so on the HeliSafe system. All you got to do is push it on there. Ease that down a little bit. And then that, let's see if we can get this in the shot for you. There you go, so it leaves it open. Just helps it sit better on lake beds if it's choddy or anything like that. That's what I do anyway. And there we go, she's ready to go back out again. So let's get her back out. And fingers crossed, we can get another one. So there we go then, I think we're going to end it there. I need to sort of get off in the next 15-20 minutes or so, and it's all been quiet for about half an hour. So I've packed most things away, got the rods out in the net. don't think I'm going to get another one, to be fair. I think the swim's pretty much knackered now. So it's been a good little session though. 4 fish. Had another take as well, but that one, nothing there. As soon as lifted the rod up, massive drop back. I'm happy with the 4 fish. Great for a couple of hours fishing. If you haven't tried Winterly yet yourself, I suggest you get down here, give it a bit of a go. I'm going to watch my rods because obviously we've got no alarms on, so I'm keeping my eye on those whilst trying to hide from the wind for the microphone. So once again, thank you all for staying with me. Thank you for watching. It's been a great little session. I'll be back here again soon.